All right, here we go. Welcome back everyone to another episode of the Let's Play series. Hope you enjoyed that little intro there. It's pretty fun to put together. I am here in the end, and I have found myself an end ship. And as you all may know, you can find a pair of elytra here. That's right, we now have our very own pair of elytra, and not just any old pair. I came prepared. In my ender chest, I have room to drop off some of the stuff that I have in my inventory, but I also have an anvil and an Unbreaking 3 book and a mending book, which I can now use to create a pair of elytra with mending and unbreaking. And thanks to the multitude of levels I earned from the Ender Dragon, I have no problem getting those put on my wings. So now the only thing left to do is to take off my chest plate, put on my elytra, and now we should be able to fly. Oh baby, I've been waiting a long time for. Oh, there's another one right here. Look at that. All right, there's a second pair of wings. Some more diamonds. Whoa. Now that's a pickaxe. Whoa. Hi. Anyway, so as I was saying, before I came to the end, I made sure that I came prepared with everything that I might need. So I went ahead and prepared a whole bunch of different rockets. I brought along my anvil so I could combine different enchanted books with my pair of elytra. I also made sure to bring a spyglass for the Ender Dragon achievement, and some empty bottles to capture some dragon's breath, which of course is another achievement, along with the dragon egg. So once I had all of that put together, I decided, given my armor situation and how long we've been playing the game for, I think now is a good time to head on over to the end. Wait, is that a... No, that's the one we came from. Okay, I thought that that was a third city, but no, I'm losing it. Now is a good time to come to the end, fight the Ender Dragon, grab a whole bunch of shulker shells, which are in my ender chest. And I've spent a bit of time here, so I think it is time to head back to the main island. So now I just need to find one of those portal gateways. So I'm going to fly around for a little bit and see if I can't find one. Well, how convenient is this one? Didn't have to go too far. I'll use my last ender pearl on it. What? That didn't work at all. Okay. Try that again. And we're back. Time to go back home. Alright, so we are only 4 minutes into the video, and we've already fought the Ender Dragon, we've raided a couple of end cities, and got ourselves a pair of elytra. So, what else is there to do? Well, for first things first, we can mark off fighting the Ender Dragon and getting a pair of elytra. So those are done. We are making some really good progress here on our adventure board. But the next thing that I think I want to tackle is actually this dye and wool farm. Really, it should be like a sheep farm. Because the next thing that I want to try and tackle is actually building a, and it's not on here, but I want to build a Enderman farm. And the reason why I need some wool is because I want to use that as part of the design and as part of the functionality for the Enderman farm. So I'm going to go ahead and separate out all of the cows from the sheep here, or the sheep from the cows, build up that sheep farm, and then gather all the resources that I'll need to put this Enderman farm together. Also, how cool is it that we can see our entire area here from up in the sky? So I've been digging around for a little bit here to get some more resources for the sheep farm, and I made a quick discovery here. I broke into an abandoned mine shaft, found this guy. Okay, cool, no big deal. And then I found this guy up ahead. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't think they're quite close enough to do like a 2 spider spawners in one. I think it's just out of reach. But there's this one, and so there's 3 just right next to each other, all super close. And I'm pretty sure these 2 would be close enough to do a dual spider farm. But like, how often do you find 3 of them just like within walking distance of each other? That's crazy. Actually, these 2, I'm sure you could do these 2, and then you could do these 2. But I don't think you can do all 3. That would be pretty insane though. All right, so I think I have everything that I need to build this sheep farm here in my shulker box. And I'm up on top of our little mountain here, and I found a bit of a flat spot over here. This kind of area here, there's a bunch of trees that I need to cut down, and I do need to level it out just a little bit more. But I think this is going to be a good spot to put our sheep farm. It's a little out of the way, but still within a reasonable distance of our base. Plus, once we get this area developed a little bit more as we keep sprawling out, I think this is going to look really cool, having all these buildings just kind of plopped everywhere along the mountainside down here in this valley area. So yeah, getting to expand out from our little zone over here is pretty exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and plop this down, show you what I've got. So this sheep farm, pretty simple, not too heavy on the requirements. However, you do need a lot of iron for these hopper with minecarts and the hoppers. But otherwise, most of this other stuff isn't too difficult to get a hold of. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're all done. All right, and here it is. It's nothing pretty to look at just yet. I still need to build the shell around it, but functionally, it is complete. Let me go ahead and get a couple of blocks here so I can show you what it looks like, or how it works. So up top, we have 16 different sheep. And the plan is to have each sheep be a different color in the game, so that way we'll have a stockpile of all the different colors of wool in these chests down below. But what happens is when this sheep eats its grass down below, right now it's dirt, there is an observer underneath this dispenser that will see that change. It will send a redstone signal to this redstone dust, which will then power the dispenser, which is full of shears. That will then shear the sheep. Now, normally the wool would just kind of sit there on the grass block, but if we look underneath, we have hopper minecarts, which will pick up any items dropped on top of the block above it. So then this hopper minecart will pick up the wool. It will funnel down into this hopper, which goes into this chest, then this hopper, and then finally into here. And as you can see, we have 14 of them, and then we just take that module and we repeat it. We do have to offset it 1 block, that way the sheep stay in their little 1x1 cell. Otherwise, they'll just be roaming all over the place. And the reason why I don't have them roaming all over the place is because I want, again, each sheep to be its own color, and I want each of those colors to be sorted automatically. So here's red, here's orange, here's yellow, so on and so forth, rather than having all sorts of different colors in each of the boxes. So I'll go ahead and put a shell on this thing in a little bit. I do need to gather up a few more resources and kind of finalize the design that I've been working on, but for now, this is just going to stay like this, and we'll let the wool kind of funnel into these boxes so that we can use that for later projects. Whoa. A pink sheep. Hi. I found you. I found one anyway. All right, so I just got back from a bit of a flower collection expedition so that I could collect all the different dyes that I would need to dye my sheep. And so I've went ahead and done that. I put these guys all in rainbow order. So now that when their sheep get sheared, it will all funnel down into the correct containers down below. And then eventually I think what I'll do is put like wool here in the floor so I know which color goes to which box. And yeah, so right now actually I have the machine turned off because you can't dye the sheep if they don't have their wool. And every time they eat the grass below them, they lose their wool. So all you really need to do is just take the redstone out, just the redstone dust, and that will turn the whole thing off. But now that they're all dyed, I want the colors to start dropping again, so just need to put these back. So I went through and collected all of the wool out of these chests and put them all in here. And, you know, that's a pretty decent amount of wool. Granted, most of the sheep were white or gray at the time. So I can finally put all these where they need to go. And it looks like we already have one red one from this guy, so that's pretty exciting. Any others? Yeah, some yellow. So yeah, these are going to fill up rather quickly. Or, well, maybe not that quickly, but they will fill up over time. And let me get this dirt mess out of here. So yeah, other than the shell that I need to put on here, I think we're all done with the sheep farm. And I think it's time that we get started on something else. Something that I've been excited about ever since we moved into this area in episode 1 is actually getting the terrain and the landscaping in this area looking really, really nice. It doesn't look awful right now, I don't think, but it could be a lot better. So what I'm going to do, what I plan on doing is this area up here is going to turn into a bit of a cliff, and then we're going to flatten out this whole area here. It's kind of pitted and really uneven and lumpy, all those adjectives. So we're going to smooth this out, kind of bridge everything together here, make it feel a bit more connected. And then this whole area is going to be cleaned up as well. We're going to have some heightened paths that go around this entire iron breeder all the way around here. And then I think eventually we'll probably dig in a bit to the mountainside here and create some sort of underground feature. I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that I want to get this area to look really nice. I think the first step in getting this to look really nice is getting a bit more of the terrain smoothed out. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. All right, and there we have it. I'm not entirely sure what I built, but but I think it does look nice. I might roughen it up a little bit more, seeing as all of this is the brick texture. So I might swap it out for something not brick. But yeah, this is what we've got going on. This is our cliff that we made, and yeah, this ground over here is so much better to look at, and eventually it will be a lot better to build on also. So it's just a matter of figuring out what we want to put up here, and then building all the paths to get up and around and everything. Hi, this guy came to visit me earlier. Lovely little fella. But anyways, I continued the path that I had made that goes to the river all the way up here, and then turned it into this tiled sort of texture here that goes all the way around the iron breeder. I also made sure to put in a lot of lighting up here, just so that no mobs would be spawning and then decide to jump scare us down here. Quiet, phone. That's enough out of you. And this glow lichen is actually helping out those light levels quite a lot, because these lanterns don't emit as much light as the orange, the yellow kind. The normal lantern kind, I use soul torches for these ones, and they don't emit as much light. So the glow lichen here kind of helps pick up the slack so that nothing spawns up on this platform. Now, as far as what we're putting in down here is still to be determined. I think I might make okay, so take for instance right here, this area, might build like a tunnel that goes in and has it houses something, maybe like a honey farm, for instance. And then over this way, there's another tunnel that goes to storage, and over here is another. So I think essentially what I'm thinking is a bunch of different tunnels that extend out from this midpoint here that we've got. Oh, also, while we were out gathering resources for this project, I found some of these. Haha! I got one! Oh, awesome! I got two! And some copper. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for this episode today. If we're talking about progress here, we have made quite a lot. We've done quite a few things today, actually. And I'm very excited to see how the rest of this is going to go. So thanks for sticking around, everyone, and I can't wait to catch up with you next episode. Bye-bye. Ow.